It's hard to get to everything we have going on here. I mean, this high school has so much. And now you're offering the ability to watch those events without having to travel there.
My dad travels a lot, so he likes to watch the events. Like if I'm playing a volleyball game and he can't make it, he'll watch it and he loves it.
I think it was homecoming. It was Friday night, and it was a punt return. And I returned it all the way back for a touchdown. And then, of course, I showed all my family members, and they really liked it. They liked to see what their family members can do.
Golden Lions.
I think this broadcast is essential because our team is global, and we got people all over the world going to watch the game. So without this, there's no way they can do that.
These kids and these players feel loved. They feel important. And by broadcasting it, you have a bigger group that you're reaching that allows them to know those kids.
Are you interested in pursuing a career in sports marketing or creating impactful sports content? You can get experience in high school by being a part of the RISE program powered by Ortho Carolina. It will give you a head start on an exciting career. The RISE program exposes students to industry professionals and gives them real-world experience by creating content and marketing the teams at their own high school. To find out how you can be a part of RISE, email us at contact@readinessandsportseducation.org.
New Jersey, that was... I can't see it. Blacked out. It's blurred. Well, it's supposed to be blurred.
This one's obvious.
Blackhawks or Ducks?
So obvious.
Oh no! 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 Blackhawks! Blackhawks!
What did you say the first time? I didn't even
I
hear.
said Rangers. It's Blackhawks.
Yeah, it's Blackhawks.
I'm in Chicago was the home team twice, so this is not a gimme series for Edmonton. I still make the other succinct.
Hello and welcome to Al Jake Jacobson Field in Livingston, New Jersey. I'm Ryan Lowry, joined with Jacob Gordon. Jordan Cooper is on camera. It is an absolute beautiful day here at Livingston High School for some NJ High School Top 20 varsity soccer. I have my sunglasses. Jacob also does as well. Jacob, we have two teams coming into this game. The number 19 Livingston Lancers hosting, who we've been representing all season, and the number 18 visiting Westfield Blue Devils, Jacob. So tell me, give me a little preview of both teams. What's Livingston looking for this game, and what is Westfield looking for this game?
Well, for Livingston, they've let up only 3 goals in their first 6 games of the season, which has led to a fantastic 5-1 start. They're going to look for their guys in the backfield, Zach Philman, as you call him, Mr. Speed, Krishmal Hutra, to power them through and keep things shut down during this one against the number 18 ranked Westfield. And for Westfield, it's kind of the opposite. Break through early, because if you can, there's a really good chance you can win. Livingston isn't the highest scoring team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Charlie Grossman, though, 4 goals on the season, a phenomenal Lancer player who has stepped up every single year. What do you make of Charlie Grossman today?
Westfield's on a bit of a has been slowing down a little bit. They've lost their last 2 games, and they've lost by multiple goals, I believe, 2-0 and 4-0. Grossman is a key part of their offense, and seems like he might be able to get on the board.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We remember versus West Orange when he took a red card from Rosu to eliminate him from the ballgame, in which Livingston were able to upset. It is a beautiful day. Sun is out, Jacob. Tell me one thing that you would be surprised about on the Livingston side. Who do you think is going to be a surprise player that may step up today? I'm thinking maybe we'll see just a breakout type of game, maybe from Goldsmith or from Evan Bader.
Well, one player that you think we might look at who has been a little underrated all season, I think, is senior Noah Fisher. And he's not to be mistaken with Noah Fisher on Westfield. There are 2 Noah Fishers in this game, 1 on each team.
Just to clarify, I think there's a C in Fisher's name for Westfield, right?
Yes, there's
Noah Fisher
there's a C in the Fisher's name for Westfield, but that's not going to matter. You know, it's not going to make a difference. It's pronounced Fisher either way. He is tied for the team leading goals for Westfield, actually. Him and Chris Schicka both have only 2 goals in the season. Again, Charlie Grossman leading Livingston goals with 4.
Jacob, I'm so excited for kickoff, which in the scoreboard behind us says 7.5 minutes. Ryan Lowy, joined with Jacob Gordon. We'll be right back for more Lancers pregame show on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS network. We'll be right back.
Heads up, Jack. Understood. Took him and decreasing. Horton. Horton dribbles into the front court to Khalil Whitney. Going to the basket and the jam.
With them because they are getting resources from the city. They are getting resources, and they're arguing with us about the timeliness of those resources.
The 2-2 Westfield Blue Devils visit the Livingston Lancers. Jacob, it is number 19 in the state of New Jersey versus number 18. What is Coach Rubinetti saying to his team? Now, Livingston, no stranger of upsets. They took down West Orange last year, one of the highest ranked teams in the state of New Jersey. Took them down again this year when they were in that same exact spot. They're taking on another team that is ranked higher than them, only by a spot. What is Coach Rubinetti saying to his team?
I think he's saying they're ranked higher than us, but we've been better than them this season. A 5-1 start, a lot better than a 2-2 one. Livingston only losing to the number 2 team in the entire state.
Who might be number 1 soon?
Might be number 1 soon, Seton Hall Prep. So they're off to a fantastic start, a ton of momentum. They're not known as a super high scoring team, more of a defensive team, but even their offense has picked it up a little bit in the recent games. So I'm going to look for Rubenetti's probably saying to his team, just keep doing what you're doing because what you're doing is good.
Yeah, and on the Westfield side, this Livingston team creeping into, once again, the state rankings. What do you think their head coach will be saying to them today, which is Eric Shaw?
I think he's going to say we've lost 2 in a row against some tougher teams. They lost 2 against Summit and Elizabeth. So not exactly top teams, but not some of the worst
Elizabeth,
teams.
very strong. Maybe not ranked, but very strong.
And so they're looking to bounce back. The one dangerous thing I feel like for Livingston that they should be looking at for Westfield is when you're a team that's ranked that high and you lose 2 in a row, you're gonna have a fire in you. Like you want to win bad.
Exactly. Yep. Westfield trying to stay in the state rankings. A loss to Livingston today would propel Livingston up and definitely make Westfield fall out of the top 20. More coming up next on the D1 Media page on the NFHS network.
Are you interested in pursuing a career in sports marketing or creating impactful sports content? You can get experience in high school by being a part of the RISE program powered by Ortho Carolina. It will give you a head start on an exciting career. The RISE program exposes students to industry professionals and gives them real-world experience by creating content and marketing the teams at their own high school. To find out how you can be a part of RISE, email us at contact@readinessandsportseducation.org.
Hello and welcome back to Jacobson Field in Livingston, New Jersey. We got our Krispy Kreme donuts with us. We got our waters, and we're ready to give you a great show here between the Livingston Lancers and the Westfield Blue Devils. Ryan, what do you think Livingston's starting lineups are going to be?
Well, Jacob, we've been covering Livingston all year, and I'm going to tell you this right now. Logan Paredes has been doing a solid job in goal. I think he will start in goal. Obviously, Jake Hahn's phenomenal backup, too, so we don't need to worry. We're very set on the goalkeepers and Matthew John on the JV side, also just doing phenomenal. Defensively, I think we're going to have Mr. Speed on the right side, Aaron Henslowitz, or as they call him, Henslow, on the left. Zach Feldman, who I think should be first-team All-State, in the center, with most likely Connor Strunsis, the only sophomore who I think will be in the starting lineup. Midfield-wise, I think we're going to work with Chiserick and Fiske on the wings. In the middle, I think we're going to work with most likely Charlie Grossman, maybe Andy Pessoa as well, just from my predictions. Up top, we're going to see Lob Siegel. Lob Siegel has been doing his job up there pretty solid. And then the other up top position is kind of fluctuating up in the air, if you ask me. I mean, if we're taking a look at the roster right now, Livingston has a lot of strengths. They have a lot of very strong players on the defensive side of the ball, so they're really just trying to convert forwards. They do have a lot of swing players. Chris Kane, for example, a swing player who's spending a lot of time on varsity. I think he could possibly get that second striker spot, but that's really just been the open spot for the Lancers. Who is that starting striker for them has really been the question. Bader got a couple starts, but I think today we might actually see something come out of right field from Coach Rubenetti. I think Chris Kane might actually get the starting appearance. If not, Goldsmith can convert up top. Yucht maybe even can start up top. So there's a lot of options for the Lancers starting lineup, but I think it's going to be Noah Fisher, because Fisher has been phenomenal up top. He played a little up top his sophomore year. He fit in as a defender, but I think he is going to start up top today. He has that one goal that propelled the Lancers. I believe it was against Millburn, which we were there for. Fisher, just a phenomenal player. I think he'll likely start up top with Lob Siegel. Jacob, what do you think of that lineup?
Well, something to note is Livingston has a ton of depth on defense. Zach Feldman, obviously the most talented player on this team, he played up a few games last season. We might be able to see that today. They're looking for that starting center fielder and starting center forward, and they can easily fill in. Then there's not going to be anyone as good. He's obviously as good as Feldman to fill his spot on defense, but someone very capable.
We got a good goalkeeping competition today. The Paredes and Hahn's team. I like to call them a team because they both work together really well, Jacob. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're, as a duo, they're averaging half a goal per game so far. Six goals in. That's, nothing against Westfield's goaltending duo. Michael Lieberman doesn't have a single save yet. He's played a little bit of one game. Ryan Friedberge should be starting. He's a senior. He has 11 saves so far in the year in his 4 games.
Yeah, and not to mention Jacob Friedberge, a phenomenal goalkeeper. All 4 years he has started at the varsity level for Westfield. He had, in 2018-19, how many saves, Jacob?
34 saves. He had 80 his sophomore season.
Which is phenomenal. He's a lower classman. He's saving 80 goals at the varsity level. He's playing against some of the top players in the state of New Jersey. Junior year, he didn't disappoint.
Yeah, 30 saves as well in his junior year in a shortened season. Nonetheless, 11 saves so far this year. He's been a big reason that Westfield is been ranked so high in recent years.
Yeah, no doubt about it. If we take a look at the amount of saves he's had each game per year, it really just shows how much Westfield dominated in their wins versus Scotch Plains, Fanwood, and Union.
Yeah, their 2 losses, he made 5 and 4 saves in each of those games, and it was a 4-0 loss and a 2-0 loss.
And Jacob, not needn't I mention you, only 1 save versus Union and Scotch Plains Fanwood, and then 2-0 and 3-0 win. Westfield started off the season outscoring opponents 5-0, and then they fell on a little bit of a down spell. What were the scores of those 2 games, Jacob?
4-0 against Summit, 2-0 against Elizabeth. Both games in Westfield.
Going from shutting out 2 teams in a row to being shut out twice in a row. Westfield trying to take down Livingston, another team in the top 20 rankings. It's one of the most evenly matched games, according to NJ.com, in the state of New Jersey this entire season. I'll be there, well, I'll be here, I should say, with Jacob Gorin and our phenomenal Jordan Cooper on camera, all-conference first-team cameraman. We'll be right back, right here on the D1 Media page on the NFNHS Network. Well, the sun is shining here at the Jake Ryan Lounge with Jacob Gordon, Jordan Cooper, Jacob, Livingston football amongst a new era. How'd they do yesterday at Roxbury High School? Long drive for them after school.
Well, Roxbury is a top football team in the state of New Jersey, and it didn't go well as expected for Livingston. They ended up losing, maybe not by as much as some people actually expected. 20-13 was the final score. They started the year 1-0, beating Millburn, and looks like it might be a new era, but that has not been the case. 3 consecutive losses for them, and they're playing East Orange next Friday, who just pummeled over. Or I'm not going to say pummeled over because it was a very close game.
As you were saying.
They beat West Orange last night, 21-14.
We were there for that phenomenal game.
You can find that on the on-demand function on the D1 Media page on the NFHS network.
Jake, if you want to tell our viewers a little bit about that game, because I know they probably don't really care that much, but it was a lot of fun.
It was a ton of fun. And East Orange up 21-7 late in the game. West Orange final touchdown in the final minute. Goes for the onside kick, recovers it, and they just kept throwing laterals, couldn't get a lane. East Orange ended up winning.
Yeah, Jacob, remember, where can you find that game if you want to watch it?
The on-demand function of the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS network.
Livingston and Westfield being reviewed the rules at their 45 football yard lines. Stay tuned. Coming up next, one of the most evenly matched games in the state of New Jersey, boys soccer, Westfield Blue Devils, number 18, at Livingston Lancers, number 19. Next.
New Jersey Devils. I can't see it. Blacked out. It's blurred. Well, it's supposed to be blurry.
This one's obvious.
Blackhawks or Ducks?
So obvious.
Oh no! 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 Blackhawks! Blackhawks!
What did you say the first time? I didn't even hear.
I said Rangers. It's Blackhawks.
Yeah, it's Blackhawks.
I'm in Chicago was the home team twice, so this is not a gimme series for Edmonton. I still make the other system.
Welcome back. Lancers and Westfield captains are at the middle. Jacob, Westfield's colors and Livingston's colors for today's game.
Livingston will be in their regular home greens. Westfield in their all whites, whiteouts aways. It's a good color matchup. All green, all whites.
Well, the color continuity is there, Jacob. The captains for Westfield that we saw, Jacob, were number 18.
Max Ruxar, Ryan Friedberge.
The goalkeeper, number 0. Jacob, I'm anticipating some fun today. I think you should also be doing the same. The weather is just phenomenal. The field is nice and dry from last night's, I think, rain came. Not sure. It feel like it rained up here because when we showed up, everything was wet. And we got high-level soccer at the varsity level. And a beautiful vantage point to film it for you.
We do.
So both teams are meeting in their huddles. Westfield is ready to go. We can hear them down there. Livingston is ready to go. We can hear them on the opposing side. Westfield bench on our left. Livingston bench on our right. Westfield will defend the side of their bench on the left. Livingston will defend the side of their bench on the right. Jacob, the ball is in the middle. Can't really be asking for anything more right now. Great football game last night. Great soccer game up and coming. We know it before it even starts.
Yes, we do. It's a fantastic top 20 matchup, one of the most even ones of the season. 18 Westfield, 19 Livingston.
Right here on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network. There's nowhere else you can watch Livingston games besides the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network. We do it all.
Or Livingston Television Network occasionally if you do live in Livingston. But we do more games. And we do it very high production quality. Wouldn't you say, Mr. Lowy?
Oh, I would say so. So, Jacob, let's play soccer. Livingston with a very similar look to, as I mentioned. Actually, looks like they might send Grossman up top and put Fisher as CDM. Westfield lost the toss. They will start with the ball first. Kicking it off for them, Andrew Machik, the senior forward. Westfield, very experienced team, Jacob. Only 3 underclassmen, no freshmen, 3 sophomores. As here we go, let's play soccer here at the Jake. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS Network. I'm Ryan Lowy, joined with Jacob Gorin and Jordan Cooper, and we are underway. Westfield, number 18 in the state, coming into this one at 2-2. Lancers 5-1, as there's Logan Paredes, their starting goalkeeper for today, booting one high into attacking territory for the Lancers, as Westfield controls and now plays it on up. As we're going to see Savransky cut on in and play it on up to reset at the middle. Jacob, quick pace already.
Yeah. Logan Paredes getting a touch early, showing his boot. All the way from his goal to around the opposing 45-yard line.
Lofsiegel goes down, and the Lancers will now earn themselves a free kick. A minute through. And it looks like doing the free kick for the Lancers looks to be their winger. Looks like it'll be Jared Fiske, Lancers captain. Malhotra and Strunsis back with Machik as the ball is put on in. Feldman tries to relay one. It looks like it was deflected off of Noah Fisher. And I really think we need to specify which Fisher we're talking about today, Jacob, as there's 2 Fishers on the field.
Not only 2 Fishers, 2 Noah Fishers.
Yeah, which Fisher? Ball's played on in now, controlled by Tompkins. 38:30 left to go. This ping sent to Riccardi. Danny Riccardi is out of bounds, and now the Lancers control as Grossman relays one beautiful to Siegel, but it's going to be cleaned up by the back line with solid communication. Chisarick gets the ball back after relaying with Pessoa. Muscled off the ball, but Pessoa is able to earn it back. That's El Fuego right there. Andy Pessoa. Chisarick fights forward back, gets it from Riccardi. Runs into a wall, and it did get a little physical over there. Livingston will earn themselves a free kick. Looked like getting just a little pushy with it was Max Roxar, the captain. And now Charlie Grossman to take the free kick. Grossman, a strategically genius player. We saw what he did against Rosu, forcing Rosu to get red carded out of the game, Jacob. I would say he might be one of the most highly knowledgeable soccer players on this field, maybe aside from his classmate, because they're both juniors, Zach Feldman. Fisher will now take it. A little trick play right there. Getting a little tricky. Oh, no, it's Grossman as the ball is relayed on in. Whiffed on the shot attempt there by Feldman and thrown right back on into play. Break that one down.
Oh, that was a nice trick play. Grossman faked it and then came back to it. Beautiful kick. Feldman, if he gets a foot on that, that's a goal.
Yeah, oh, that was so close. Just inches away from the goal. Fisher tries to relay one on up, deflects it off of a Blue Devil.
You know what they say, Ryan? This is a game of inches. Yes. every sport is a game of inches, really.
Mr. Speed to throw the ball in. Nice touch there by Siegel with the chest. Trying to shield Acevedo off the ball. And off a deflection, Livingston get it back after losing it. Siegel, the one-touch pass to Grossman, shut out, and the shot outside of the goal. Fiske almost had the golden ball to start it off. Wrong side of the net.
Yeah, that was a nice passing play. Just kicked it to the outside of the goal. Unfortunate there for Livingston.
Fiske, last year's Lancers leading goal scorer. That year, Jacob, sectional finalists, 2 goals given up in the regular season, 14th in the state of New Jersey. Notice, number 15, who they took down last year and this year last year, Ari Rosu's West Orange Mountaineers. Livingston absolutely cruising these past 2 seasons. Here's Fisher, takes the defender down the line, crosses one in with a on-the-ground ping, and it's cleared away on the one touch right there by Tompkins. Lancers corner for the first time this game, Jacob, and the Lancers quite crafty on the corner. We saw 2 Feldman goals from the corner versus Newark Academy.
Ryan, I spoke to Lancers forward Andy Pessoa the other day, and he was telling me he really believes in this team. They've gotten off to a hot start. They're doing almost everything right. He really thinks this is a special team. He thinks they might be able to go all the way.
Maybe they could. There is a full state tournament, not an abbreviated one. Last year's due to COVID-19. There also wasn't a county tournament this year. County started this weekend down in Morris County. Should start next weekend here in Essex County. The Essex County tournament, always one of the most prestigious county tournaments. This ball almost splits the defenders, but the fullback and save right there from the left fullback, Henselwitz, saves the day for the Lancers as Pruchil hits the ball out of bounds, and it's a Lancer throw-in coming from Mr. Speed.
Chris Malhotra, as you like to call him, Mr. Speed. Has such long legs, long strides. He's deceptively fast, right?
Oh, deceptively, no doubt about it. Track star, as a matter of fact, too, a sprinter. And you know what they say about sprinters? When you compare them to automobiles, they're like Ferraris. They like the hot weather. It is a hot day out. So I think Chris Malhotra's wheels are turned on. Westfield controls. Livingston, more opportunities. Westfield, more time on the ball. Ball ping-donged up. Pass Henselwitz. He's going to have to chase Savransky down the line. Ball rolls out of bounds. The Turf Monster gobbles it on up and cancels the play.
Yeah, Westfield having a tough time just getting it upfield. Livingston doing a great job taking away all the lanes.
6 minutes into the ball game. There's a strong ball played on in. Off the touch from the chest. Westfield will now try and put it in the back of the net. Here's a shot deflected off of Strunsis. Machik falls on the ground in the Lancers' control. Henselwitz, left-footed ping, off the head of Riccardi, and right to Fisher, who plays a beautiful ball up to Chisarick. Chisarick now passes the ball to Grossman and Tagatori. Brilliant touch and a great relay to Siegel, who tries to complete the 1-2, but it's intercepted by Tompkins. And now Westfield come up with it. Chisarick tries to fight for it back. And I think the clearance there from Roxar was deflected off of him, so it's a Lancers throw-in, Jacob.
Yes, it will be. Nice fight from Luke Chisarick.
Siegel hammered off the ball outside the 18. Bring the whistle into this one. A lot of complaints from the call. Who's guilty on that one?
It's going to be Noah Fisher, but Noah Fisher for Westfield, and Bob Siegel went down.
To make things confusing, the two Fishers' main position, center back. They both play center back.
There. Might as well be twins.
Yeah. Twins off by a letter, the C.
Grossman's taking a near side corner kick here.
Somewhat off the foul. Played on in. Oh, an interesting stoppage there, and it's towed away. And Henselwitz deflects one for a throw-in. You usually don't see people stop a soccer ball with their head and the ground at the same time. You usually see a header propel the ball forward or relay it up in the air, but we saw a head touch.
Yeah.
A head touch.
It's a nice play. I thought it might have gotten his hands on it, but official says no. They say play on.
Mr. Speed with the throw-in. A beautiful throw-in. Doesn't get to Feldman. And cleared on away. Pressure coming to Henselwitz. He's unable to control. Here comes Westfield down the line. Abales will take all his space down the line far side. He'll be chased by Henselwitz out of position. His pass intercepted by the sophomore Strunsis. Great play there by Strunsis to read and break that one down. You saw his run, Jacob. That was a just brilliant run on his side as a center back.
Yeah, got back. Livingston, I mean, you talking about Chris Malhotra with the speed. This whole Livingston team is very, very fast. Very, very athletic.
Riccardi. Machik. Ball in the air. Feldman sweeps it away. Westfield control with Savransky, who plays it on back. Westfield with very similar names to Lancers, as that back pass is a little too strong. Richie Riccardi, brother of current Lancers soccer player on the girls' side, Katie Riccardi. We see a Riccardi on the Westfield side. Who's next? Are we going to see a Grossman? I'm looking at the roster right now. Don't see any more similar names, but I guess these two share last names. Westfield now control. Pruchil finds an open lane. Malhotra pushes him out far side, and the ball is passed on away to Fiske, who relays one up top, and Westfield on the interception control. Here's a far cross, cleared on away. Fisher on the touch on the Livingston side. There's a great pass. Roxar, easy save for lockdown Logan.
Yes, it was. Paredes, it's been great this year. Definitely aided, though, by his solid Livingston defense.
Ball.
I mean, they're just good every year. This Livingston is a really underrated soccer program, Ryan.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Coach Rubenetti has been running the program for longer than we've been alive, Jacob.
On the girls' side as well, last season, or after this past spring, one of the best players of all time in New Jersey, Lauren Belker.
Oh, yeah.
Graduated from Livingston.
Livingston felt the hit there.
She got a scholarship to Villanova, not a small school whatsoever.
That's a no-joke school, Jacob. They're good at just about almost every sport except for football, I would say, that they play. Lauren Belchior on the girls' soccer team. She had a phenomenal preseason. I think she actually has a starting spot this regular season. Lancers play the ball on up. It's Fisher. Fisher chased down the line by 2. And an excellent play right there to keep the ball in play, and moving on up is Noah Fisher on Noah Fisher. Why don't we call it the Fisher duel, Jacob?
The double end Fisher.
Westfield controls. Fisher up the field. And an easy touch for Feldman to squander up and leave for a great pass there by his fellow center back, Strunsis. El Fuego loses the ball, and now coming down the other side are the Blue Devils. Pass on far side. Can they capitalize on this one? Great fake there for Westfield control as the ball is passed on over to number 2, Danny Riccardi. Westfield with good one-touch passing, drive on in. This one's deflected. And we see the first Westfield Blue Devils corner kick of the ball game, roughly 12 minutes in.
Yes. 28 and change on the
Close
clock.
side.
It's been a fast-moving one here, Ryan.
It really has. Coming in from number 18, Max Roxar, far side. Plays one on in. Off ahead and high over. And it's a Logan Paredes goal kick for the Lancers from the 6. Now, Jacob, let's talk for a second about the Lancers' depth. Chris Kane, not in the starting lineup, but doesn't really seem to be that starting type of player. He seems to be that player who comes in with the energy of pressing.
Yeah.
Up top.
No, he's a player that's good, but maybe isn't quite as good enough to be a starter. But when the other team starters are starting to slow down, maybe getting a little tired, he can come in and compete.
Yeah, he presses the line when he's up top. He does an excellent job pressing. I think next year he'll possibly secure a starting spot and be a phenomenal asset to the Lancers. Obviously, last year he took off to focus on club soccer. Him and Aaron Henselvitz came back, made the Lancers stronger, as that senior class that was oh so strong last year graduated roughly 7, 5 or 6 of those starters. Ball played on in to Siegel, who is just offside by inches. Jacob, you agree with that call?
I don't know. I thought he was even with the defender. It's a nice pass. Ref wanted to make a call there.
No virtual assistant referee at the high school soccer level. Riccardi plays a 1-2. And now cuts one on inside. His pass was a little too strong for the intended Andrew Maychik, and the Lancers did control but turned it on over. On too strong of a pass. Throw in Riccardi. Jacob, girls soccer off to a rough start this season. We were at their game versus West Orange. That was an exciting one. We've seen a lot of good soccer and football games in recent times.
Yes, we have. It's a great game. Livingston lost 2-1 on 2 fluky goals, that's for sure.
Savransky, weak-footed cross. The one tap in off the defensive line. Malhotra bullies him on back and is able to dwindle the ball out of this 18. Westfield controls, deflected cross once again. Switching sides, there's a poor touch right there from Albalez, and here come the Lancers. Albalez back on it. Chased down by 2, he gets rid of the ball. And Grossman fights for one back from Savransky. And Livingston hates the call of a Westfield throw-in right there. You heard Coach Rubinetti.
Yeah, but Livingston got off to a fast start to this game. Westfield's really been putting on the pressure here.
Well, we might just see our first substitution of the game, Jacob. Somebody for Westfield coming in.
And checking in, about to check in, it looks like it's going to be Alfonso Ferreira.
In the air. Ball played on him by Albalez, and Strunsis, my apologies, Fiske brilliantly communicates a clearance with Mr. Speed in the back. And now Westfield swing it from far to close, as there's a beautiful play inside to Roxar, who goes right back to where it came from. This pass is intercepted by Fiske. Fiske's ball deflected by Roxar, and now here comes the Blue Devils down the right side of your screen. Ball played on back. A nice 1-2 relay right there. Far shot, deflected off of nobody, and squandered up by Lockdown Logan. Lancers goaltending tandem, just phenomenal.
Yes, it is, Ryan. Logan Paredes filling in big shoes this year.
Yeah, talk about Pollock and Elijah Elster he had to take over for.
And Pollock, All-State last year.
Yeah. I believe it was all-conference second team. Lancers control. Chisarick on up to Grossman. Grossman shoved down to the ground by Tompkins and quickly played on in. Here comes Lav Siegel down the line. He goes one-on-one, moves weak side, and deflects one off of Noah Fisher on the Westfield side. Lancers corner kick. So Westfield, as you said, Jacob, decided to check in Alfonso Ferrara. Livingston says, we want to put a substitution of our own, and that's Chris Kane. Kane presses like nobody's business. The Parsippany product, Parsippany Soccer Club product, I should say. He knows how to put on pressure.
He does.
And now the Lancers run the gunner. Siegel checks off after working a close side on the left side corner kick. Comes from Mr. Fiske. Ball played on in and cleared on away. Left for Henselvitz, who plays it right back to where it came from to Fiske. Fiske is offside. I was about to say onside, but he's offside. Good call there from the official. Let's get right back into it. Westfield control in the back. And now here comes the pressing from Chris Kane.
Fresh legs out there. Always a good thing.
Ball passed out of bounds, thrown on in quickly by Chisarick. Grossman won't get bullied off the ball, but can't keep control as Tompkins takes it away, passes one back. A risky move works out as the ball's cleared away. Scrum in the middle. Strunsis on the victory against 2 Westfield Blue Devil forwards. Feldman plays the easy option back. Feldman's player IQ, uncomparable.
Truly one of the top players in maybe all the state of New Jersey.
Jacob, D1 soccer in his future?
I'd say yeah.
Professional soccer in his future?
Possibly.
It is a tough route going professional. Ferrara plays one high and a little too far.
MLS does make it a tad bit easier to go pro, especially in North America. Competition not quite as good as it is overseas.
Overseas soccer, the Premier League in Europe, in the UK, representing England and Wales. Scottish Premier League in Scotland, 2 big teams, Celtic and Rangers. Plenty more leagues to play professional soccer. When you have 4 billion people who love the game and aspire to be part of it, you need a lot of professional leagues that get a lot of attention. Here's Kane, a little bit too big of a touch off the ball, but he's able to bully his way back onto it, spins around 3 Westfield defenders, and falls on the ground, and Jacob, no whistle. That was impressive. Yeah, that was, talk about Chris Kane, how he's been attributing to this team, this first man off the bench. You just saw it right there.
Muscled through, almost got the chance. Took 4 Westfield defenders to take him down.
He's in any essence Livingston Soccer's version of Power Man, as this shot is saved by Paredes. And lockdown Logan hops onto it. The biggest and most important save we've seen so far halfway through the first half.
Yeah, big save there by Paredes, diving to his right to snag that one, diving even more after it went off of his glove.
Headed on up, and here's Henselwitz. Chisrick, Rubinetti aspires for more communication on the Livingston side, as Chisrick is able to get one off of Ferrara for a throw-in on the Lancers. It'll come from Henselwitz. El Fuego checks out. He gets taken over by Fitz. Jake Fitzgerald, also a Lancer baseball player. Ball relayed on up. Popped up into the air by Fisher. Fiske on control. The Vassar D3 College Soccer Committee is having a phenomenal 2 seasons for the Lancers. Passes one, deflected, and now Kane will once again try and do some bullying, and I think he just earned a Lancers throw-in. Chris Kane is in all essence the Lancers soccer version of Power Man.
Yes, he is. Power Man, part of the high school sports Avengers we're building up.
Mackay Williams.
Yeah, Mackay Williams, running back for the West Orange Mountaineers varsity football team.
He had quite the game yesterday versus Campus.
Yes, he did.
Next town over in West Orange. Here's the throw-in. Deflected and cleared on away. Henselwitz pops one over to Mr. Speed, who's speedy with it, but falls down after a Ferrara tip. And it looks like Ferrara and the Blue Devils get the benefit of the doubt as they now control. There's a whiff. Westfield will capitalize in control. Friedberge clears one high, far, and to the 34, where it's touched on down a little too strong. Lancers control. Fisher loses it as he's swarmed by Blue Devils. The Blue Devils wearing white today with blue accents. Roxar. His pass a little too weak. Fiske gets in the way of it. And now here comes the Blue Devils. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cross-field ping, but a very poor touch from Savransky earns a Lancers throw-in. Jacob, 18-15. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking of a halftime interview of some sorts.
We'll see what we can get, Ryan.
I mean, you interviewed Pessoa. We off air. Great interview that was. Tell us a little bit more about that one.
He was really just talking about how confident, he kept coming up, how confident he is in this Livingston team to get it done and go far.
Obviously now, as we know, knowing Pessoa personally, he always aspires to be very high in standings at all levels. I mean, Ironbound Soccer Club, the club soccer team played for, at one point ranked in top 10 in the state of New Jersey. Livingston trying to do the same at the high school level. Pessoa and Feldman, Fiske, and Grossman played for some of the top school and club teams in the state of New Jersey. Feldman, Fiske, and Grossman play for Coach Tom Shields of STA, in which they were at one point second in the nation.
Yeah.
Do you believe that, Jacob? 3 players represented on the second best 04 team in the United States of America, in which soccer is becoming a highly competitive sport, even higher every year.
Super impressive. New Jersey, just a really underrated soccer state, especially.
That's if anybody rates them, because college, high school soccer, not really too well known. Starting to pick on up. Westfield controls. Ball on into Blake. Blake gives it away. Pass intercepted as he was hit on the release. My apologies. Beautiful relay pass there by Grossman with the outside of the foot. Opens up space for Henselwitz. Henselwitz plays it right back to Grossman. Grossman, phenomenal Lancers Jr., plays a wide open ball to Kane. Kane Knocked on down with his cross by Fisher, doing the sweeping at the center back position.
That is the Westfield Noah Fisher, of course.
So the ball boy for the Lancers, Neil Hajib, will go chase the other ball and leave the other one for Fiske to take his mighty time to put the ball back into play. 15:45 left to go, Jacob. Who's controlling the pace of this game?
I don't know, it's been pretty even so far, but I'm actually going to say that it's been Westfield.
Livingston with the ball in the middle from Henslowitz. Feldman once again just misses. In the air, Fisher shot off. Henslowitz leaves it for Chisarick, who resets at the back with Strunsis. Strunsis splits two defenders, but his pass is weak in Westfield. Bailout once again. Here they come down the field far side. This is Albalez. One-on-one with Strunsis, the center back. Beats Strunsis to it, but cleaned up from the steel product right there with help from Mr. Speed is Jake Fitzgerald, or as we like to call him, Fitz. Because that play there fits the category of thank goodness for the Lancers.
It's an interesting way to put it, Ryan, but yeah, sure.
Throw in. High and far. Relayed on for Paredes, who calls off the back line. No Westfielders there to put it on in. We happen to know somebody from Westfield, Jacob. Mike Sarati, D1 Media Pro commentator, junior at Westfield. Fun fact for you, D1 Media Pro employee, Mike Sarati, Westfield High School student. Lancers control. Ball played on up, here's Fiske. Fiske sends a ball to Fisher. Fisher chases it with Fisher, and it's debatable which Fisher actually won that fight to see who's the better Fisher.
I think Fisher won it.
Yeah, I think, no, Noah Fisher, come on. I mean, you gotta be more specific. Noah Fisher won that one.
Noah Fisher won it.
Lancers throwing and a whistle blows. Looks like Fisher from Westfield is down. I hope he's all right. The clock still runs. And now we will see our first clock stoppage. Remember, high school soccer unique in the way that the clock does stop. Fisher slow to get up. And here comes the trainer.
There's no added time, though, in high school soccer.
Yeah, no added time.
Unless the game, of course, goes into overtime.
That's right. So, looks like everybody is all right.
Why don't we call Noah Fisher from Westfield Noah C. Fisher, because he has a C in his name.
Noah C. Fisher. Noah C. Fisher, I like that. Westfield, forced substitution. Jacob Root checks on in for Noah C. Fisher. Ball is thrown on in, right into the Westfield rear guard, and picked on up by Friedberge. Let's get this clock running. Roughly 3:30 left to go. Westfield control. Friedberge lays one on out. Westfield control. Pressure from the checking in Goldsmith. Ball played on in. Fitz tries to fight for it. On the ground fighting, earning a free kick there was Pruchill, who plays it on in. Here comes Westfield. Pruchill. Works a 1-2, gets it on back, but he can't sneak by Noah Fisher. And it's a throw-in for Westfield. 13 minutes left to go, Jacob. The weather? Maybe a little too sunny.
It's very sunny here, especially on the roof of the press box.
Grossman.
Jake.
And now, here comes Westfield. Ball taken away, though, off a misstep. Strunsis. Grossman. Too strong to Chris Kane as the turf monster gobbles up that brute beautiful ball. 12 and a half left to go in the first half, Jacob. Ball thrown on in now. Control in the back for Westfield. Pinged on the ground. There's a nice touch and Westfield control. A 1-2, works the ball on up. And a good win there by Goldsmith. Grossman. Fisher, Captain Fisher, plays one on up. Here's Fitz, who relays one on back. And a stab touch there by Mr. Speed puts the ball in attacking territory where Westfield's control. And now here come the Blue Devils. After Fiske says no, 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 plays it on up to Grossman. Grossman at the reset position. Stops his step, gets by a couple, he's chased on down, plays a beautiful ball to Fiske. Fiske, onside, keeps it on in. No whistles blew. Plays one back to Goldsmith. And getting away with that one with the benefit of the doubt is Albalez. Ball stays in, he gets an open lane. Goldsmith will chase him down, Albalez will have to reset. Plays it on back. Westfield control on their defensive side. They swing it with a weak-footed ping. That right there from Mike Blake, the midfielder, who's a junior. Here comes Westfield. Prominent future coming up for Westfield. A lot of juniors and sophomores on this varsity roster.
Yeah, a decent amount of graduates last year, but it's just another school that's just really deep when it comes to soccer. Always new players coming up in the pipeline, new players that are really great.
Lancers control, Goldsmith. Too strong to Fisher. Ball played on in. Feldman says no, no, no. Pruchill. On out far to Root. Jacob Root. Pruchill. My apologies, Mike Blake. Ball played on far. Henselvitz squanders up that ball. Takes a couple touches before relaying one on up. And the ball's intercepted. Westfield control. Henselvitz stops potential damage there. Westfield control. Towed ball up and, well, Henselvitz cleans it again. Goldsmith to the middle to Fitz. Fitz switches sides of the field with a beautiful left-footed ball. Here's Fiske. Does some maneuvering with the top of his feet. Plays the ball on up. Here's Fisher. At the 50, plays it on over to Grossman. Grossman. Far side Fiske. Fiske cuts on in. Still controls as he's working against Root. And a whistle blows for a Westfield free kick. And we will stop play. It's actually a Lancers free kick, so the Lancers get the benefit of the doubt. They're putting on pressure. Under 10 minutes left to go in a very low-scoring, but at the same time, opportunistic first half for both teams.
Definitely has been. It's been very even as well. I feel like every time one team gets a spurt of chances, the other team comes back and with a spurt of chances of their own. Overall, Livingston maybe has controlled more of the play, but it's difficult to say. Very difficult to tell. Free kick here from 29.5.
Here's Grossman. Very strong ball, but Friedberg's wide frame and 6+ height stops that one from being damaging. Grossman, a finesse type of player with the ball. 9-10. Friedberg receives the pass and guns one on up. That reminds me of Paul's boot right there. Maybe a football kicker in him.
Yeah, I mean, any soccer goalie who can kick it definitely has the potential to be a kicker.
Check on in, Chisarick and Pessoa. And looks like the Lancers take out Tired Fisher. And the sophomore, the lone sophomore in their lineup, number 5, Connor Strunsis. 2 Lancers in and out of the starting lineup this year. Evan Bader, Connor Strunsis. How do you think they've performed at the starting level?
You know, they've especially for sophomores in such a deep Lancers program here in Livingston. I think they've done a fantastic job at performing up to what their expectations are. Maybe not much higher, but definitely to expectation.
Well said. Westfield control, ball played on up. Jared Fiske gets weavy with it. Fools Savransky, plays one on up. There's a great ball right there. Pushing and shoving, Chisarick controls. Plays it back to Fiske. Fiske relays one on up. Can't split the back line. Deflections for Livingston under pressure. My apologies, for Westfield under pressure. Is now Westfield's control and play it on back. Weak relay, far side. Westfield control. Play it on up to roughly the football 35. Jacob, of course, this is a multi-purpose facility. Care to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, this field here, the Jake. Soccer, obviously, football. Played also, as well as field hockey, lacrosse, all played on the Jade.
There's a brilliant ball right there to Chris Kane. Kane is onside, keeps it on in, but can't drive any further with it. Ball,
a bit too much momentum there, Ryan.
Just a tad bit too much. Westfield control.
I feel like Livingston keeps getting these good passes off there onside. Just putting a bit too much on them.
Blue Devils control. Ball played on up. Grossman earns it on back. He's got 4 defenders in front of him. What does he do with the ball? He sends it far side. Here's Chisarick. Chisarick trying to groove around the defensive line, but oh boy, that's one of the best tackles I've seen this game from Jacob Root. One of the best slide tackles I have seen in this ball game. Jacob, you saw that one?
Did. Beautiful strip. 6.5 to go here in the first half.
Westfield control. Poor ball from Ferrara. Lancers throw in. Stop the clock, says the main official. For reasons I cannot tell you at the moment. 6:22 we will reset to. Jacob, would you by any chance know what just happened there? It looks like maybe there's, oh yeah, it looks like there's an injured player of number 8.
Yeah, that would be for Westfield, Derek Avedo. Azevedo.
I say Vado, I'm gonna guess. I think it's Azevedo.
A and Z don't usually go next to each other.
Ball played on in. My apologies. We don't really know how to pronounce it. I believe it's Acevedo. Westfield control. Ball relayed on up and had a play with 6:10 left to go. Throw in Fitz. Strong. And relayed out of play. And now Mr. Speed chugs on over to throw it on in with under 6 minutes left to go. Jacob, what are you saying your team's at halftime?
Honestly, it's been a really even game. Livingston, I think, carrying the momentum a little bit later in this half. So for Livingston, just keep doing what you're doing. For Westfield, maybe try your best to get past that Livingston defense. It's difficult, but once you get into their defensive zone, once you get by the goal, it gets a lot easier to get something going if you're playing against Livingston.
Friedberge plays it on back in for the Blue Devils. Westfield signaled on up. JV going on across the street. Ball played into Westfield attacking territory. Whistle blows. Feldman catches it like an athlete. Free kick for the Blue Devils. You know, Feldman, phenomenal soccer player. He's really an athlete, though. He could really play any sport he wants.
Probably.
You saw those hands right there. Wide receiver potential in them.
Yeah. I mean, there's just some people who are so athletic. They just happen to choose one sport and focus on it. Practice with that sport. It happened to be soccer for Feldman.
And it's what you call happening to become a freak of nature at that sport as well. Grossman controls. Runs into pressure. Westfield on it. This ball rolls to a Chisarick favor. Chisarick. Bullied on off the ball by Crozier, but he's able to work a throw-in. Grossman for Bader. Bader throws the penny off. Takes out Grossman. Grossman, phenomenal Lancers player. Westfield brought some fans today, Jacob. They have a pretty decent section. A couple students, as a matter of fact.
So does Livingston. Decent little crowd here for some Saturday morning boys soccer.
Ball out of play. Lancers corner. And it looks like Fiske will take his time to get to that one.
3.5 to go here in the half.
Jacob, County tournament starting real soon. Lancers predictions. I mean, they have to take on West Orange again. Very strong team that they were able to take down 1-0. They're going to have to take down Seton Hall Prep if they want to win it. Millburn again, who they beat 1-0. A lot of competition, a lot of close, high-level soccer.
Yeah, definitely.
Hajib for Chris Kane up top. And they let the wicked left foot of Neil Hajib take this one with under 3 minutes left to go as Grossman slowly makes his way onto the Lancers bench, as well as Chris Kane. There's a ball off a Westfield head and cleared away. Able to get to it there is Fiske. Hajib up to Fiske. Fiske tries to relay one up. Feldman wins the benefit of the doubt, passes one to the middle. Goldsmith able to recover the ball off of Root tripping, plays it on back. Here's Henselvitz. Great Lancers possession right here. Best we've seen today. Ball played to Friedberge and squandered up. Lancers a lot of good opportunities today, but that might have been the best control we've seen in pressure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like these teams have been the opposite. Livingston not having a lot of trouble getting it upfield, just haven't been able to get much going once they do that. Westfield, I feel like have had a bit of an easier or harder time getting upfield, but have had more pressure once they do get there.
Under 2 minutes left to go. Here come the Blue Devils. Past the football 20. They drive on end. Here's a left-footed shot, saved by lockdown Logan as he locks down Chris Sicka.
They stop there. Good rush from Westfield. A minute and a half left in the half.
Paredes to Goldsmith. Deflects off of a few Goldsmith body parts, and now here comes Westfield down the other side. This ball a little too strong, though, for Buccio. Give it back to the Lancers with the hands of Henslowitz. A minute left to go, Jacob, in the half. Do we see a goal squander in here?
Possible. The girls' game you and I did Tuesday, there was a goal in the final 10 seconds of the first half.
Right.
It looked like to be an even scoreless game going into the half.
Crozier. Root. And on back to DeGandio. 3/4 of a minute left to play in the first of two halves. Before our halftime, ball played on end, but Mr. Speed says no to that one. Westfield still control. Top roll over and ball played on up. Here come the Blue Devils. A nice far side run and an opportunity. Cross, just a little too strong to Buccio. And a Lancers throw-in about as close to the end line as possible, but they can't give it to Paredes for our goal kick with under 20 left to go in the first half. Jacob, I think it's safe to say that'll do the half.
Yeah, they might just kill the time here. I expect that's try to get it upfield.
5-4, 3-2, and 1 as Haji bends with the ball and Bader picks it on up. That'll do the first half. Surprisingly scoreless. Both teams a lot of opportunities. We're at halftime. Stay tuned for the second half. Right after this, here on the D1 Media Per Page on the NFHS Network.
It's hard to get to everything we have going on here. I mean, this high school has so much. And now you're offering the ability to watch those events without having to travel there.
My dad travels a lot, so he likes to watch the events. Like if I'm playing a volleyball game and he can't make it, he'll watch it and he loves it.
I think it was homecoming. It was Friday night, and it was a punt return. And I returned it all the way back for a touchdown. And then, of course, I showed all my family members, and they really liked it. They liked to see what their family members can do.
Golden Lions. I think this broadcast is essential because our team is global, and we got people all over the world going to watch the game. So without this, there's no way they can do that.
These kids and these players feel loved, they feel important, and by broadcasting it, you have a bigger group that you're reaching that allows them to know those kids.
Are you interested in pursuing a career in sports marketing or creating impactful sports content? You can get experience in high school by being a part of the RISE program powered by Ortho Carolina. It will give you a head start on an exciting career. The RISE program exposes students to industry professionals and gives them real-world experience by creating content and marketing the teams at their own high school. To find out how you can be a part of RISE, email us at contact@readinessandsportseducation.org.
I can't see it. Blacked out. It's blurred. It's supposed to be blurry.
This one's obvious.
Blackhawks or Ducks?
So obvious.
Oh no! Blackhawks! Blackhawks!
What did you say the first time? I didn't even
I
hear.
said Rangers. It's Blackhawks.
Yeah, it's Blackhawks.
I'm in Chicago was the home team twice. So, this is not a gimme series for Edmonton. I still make the other succinct.
This is Adam, take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Do you want your school to be covered by the #1 live stream service in the state of New Jersey so the entire country can see moments like this?
We play once again. Free kick coming for the Mountaineers. Short shot on goal. On post. Bang! West Orange gets the goal, and they win. They take down the #2 ranked Seton Hall Pirates. Bullock takes the snap. He's going to take it himself. Barreling towards the goal line, and he's in. Charles Bullock from 3 yards out. And the Marauders lead it 20-7.
Or be a witness to championships like these.
Montclair are State Sectional Champions. They defeat Livingston 4-1. And the Mounties sweep the boys and girls brackets in back-to-back wins over the Lancers. 3-2. There goes the runners. Swing on and miss. Strike 3. That does it. The Cranford Cougars are the Last Dance World Series champions.
Or have exclusive interviews with players and coaches.
Maroon and Silver Star pitcher Teague Mulcahy. I'm here with Cranford star Ryan Jaros.
We're with the Bergen Crusaders star of the game, Luis De La Cruz.
Here with West Orange head coach Doug Nevins. And all right, now here with star goalkeeper Nikolai Matthews of this West Orange Mountaineer team. Nikolai. We're with Claire Manning after Montclair picks up a 4-1 win over Livingston. I'm here with Molly Brumback, the goalkeeper. Molly, what was today like? Here with West Orange girls varsity coach Sean DeVore.
Then join the D1 Media Pro team, New Jersey's #1 live streaming service.
Hey, on the suit. Took them and decreasing. Horton dribbles into the front court to Khalil Whitney. Going to the basket and the jam. Conversation with them because they are getting resources from the city. They are getting resources, and they're arguing with us about the timeliness of those resources.
Listen up. You all have been missing way too many plays. And it's time to make some changes. Effective immediately. You'll all be joining my team, the NFHS Network. If it happens in high school, we got it covered. We've got your favorite high school sports wherever you want them, whenever you want them. Streaming live or on demand. Plus, with a few well-executed moves here, here, and here, you can find and follow your favorite school or team.
But what if I...
Hey! There is no I in the word team, but there is in the word clip, which is what you can do with our new clip and share tool. Watch the game, clip the moment, share it with all of your fans. It's simple, people. When you're teamed up with the NFHS Network, there's no excuse. to miss another play. Now you get out there and you watch some sports. Your high school, your team, your game, streaming live only on the NFHS network. Who's gonna slap that hand?
The Kings one. She's true.
Yeah, whenever it got past like the 30 or the 20, it was like a nightmare because the bleachers.
No problem. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our Jacobson Field in Livingston, Essex County, New Jersey. I'm Ryan Lowy, joined with my colleague Jacob Gorin and all-conference first-team cameraman Jordan Cooper. The sun is shining. The goals have not yet come out. Jacob, who's going to score first? Who's going to win this ball game? Break down the second half.
Livingston, I think, has been controlling most of the pressure. The way the game has been going, I think Westfield's going to get the first goal of the game. They've just been getting the better opportunities, although the few opportunities, though you do want quality. It depends on the sport, but in a sport that's not that high scoring like soccer, quality over quantity.
Quality over quantity. And Jacob, may I also remind you, Livingston, debatably, more opportunities. Westfield, debatably, more control on the ball. It's been a very even game. Two teams ranked almost split even. Westfield just barely a spot over Livingston in the state rankings. We're going to have schedules coming up for both teams, excluding the county and playoffs that have not yet been announced, but will start next weekend. That's right here for you on the D1 Media page on the NFHS Network. Grossman kicks it off. Let's play another half of soccer here at the Jake. It's a beautiful day. Couldn't ask for better weather. However, I do feel like we might burn to death up here.
Yeah.
But we're doing it for a good cause. We're enjoying a great day of soccer. Fiske to Grossman as the Lancers put on pressure. Fiske takes on down the defender. And a whistle comes in to stop that one. It's a free kick for the Dubfield, as they call them. Jacob, why don't you care to tell us the Westfield schedule?
Well, after obviously playing Livingston today, 3 days from now, Monday, or Tuesday, I'm sorry, they will be playing Plain Field, so the field matchup. And then Scott.
Hey, you know where it's being played? On a field.
On a field. Westfield versus Plainfield on a field.
Right.
Scotch Plains Fanwood on the 30th, on October 2nd, Union City Summit on the 5th, Plainfield again on the 7th, Monroe on the 9th, Columbia on the 12th, Elizabeth on the 19th.
There's a ball played in the middle. Opportunity for Maychick. His shot shanked. Continue.
Steinert on the 26th, and last but not least, finish out their season on the 28th of October, Seton Hall Prep.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. So enlighten me, Jacob. How many games are home? How many games are away? Give me a rough count if you can.
So, I believe there's going to be 8 games on the road, and only 3 games at home. So, a road-heavy schedule for this boys' soccer team at Westfield.
Obviously, any road game wins. Are they at home or away against Seton Hall Prep?
They're on the road.
Oh, they're going to be at the Kelly Athletic Complex's Brandon P. Tevlin Field against, I think probably at this point, although they are ranked as number 2 in the state of New Jersey behind Clifton, I think they're the number 1 team in the state of New Jersey.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely make an argument for that.
There's only been 2 games where they've given up a goal. Their first game of the season when they won in overtime against Montclair Kimberly. Shout out every other team, dominant victories, with it winning each game by at least 2 goals. Then the only other time they gave up goals was 2 goals against Belleville, in which they scored 7. Here's pressure from Livingston, cleaned on up by Friedberge. Now, Jacob, you're a hockey fan. We know that. You're very knowledgeable about hockey. New Jersey high school hockey, the NHL, even college hockey. High school hockey, how's it going to look this year?
Well, you know, you're always going to have your private schools that are going to do well. Seton Hall is one of those. Seton Hall is a very good hockey team, very good at every sport. Livingston, when it comes to public schools, I think they'd be the favorites for their division. They did lose captain, possibly their best player as well, Michael Mumm.
Mumm, possibly one of the best Lancers in their history, right? Phenomenal player.
Yeah. Still some great players, though. Austin Vecchio most likely will be captaining the team this season. Zach Turbin in goal. Just super athletic.
Oh, there's a beautiful touch right there by Albalez. He opens up the field. Mr. Speed will try and chase him down the line. Albalez, Speed, who wins? Oh, we have a third party in here in Sika. Mr. Speed shuts him down. He takes care of both. Corner kick. Close side, left side of your screen, Jacob. That was an immaculate defensive play by Mr. Speed.
Definitely was. He dove in there and shut Westfield down. A play that could turn into a goal. They do have a corner kick now.
Corner kick opportunity with 36-20. Here it comes. It's hot. It is deflected. Strunsis still in pressure just outside the 6. Oh, Chiserick saved the day with that one pop header right to himself, and he left foots one up the line.
Beautiful header there by Chiserick to get Livingston out of trouble.
Grossman and Riccardi go one-on-one. Fans wanted a foul on that one. Didn't get one. It's a throw-in now for the Dubfield. Jacob, we're almost trying to make our own fans right up here. It's so hot out. Lock down Logan to save the day as Maychick tries to get in the way of a 0-0 game and say he wants his name on the scoreboard of this one. Paredes, strong boot. His punts are getting stronger every game. Fisher. Off a deflected ball, it's Chiserick. Oh, Chiserick falls on the ball and gives it away. It's Albalez. And down goes Albalez. It's a free kick for Westfield. Ball's rolled right to Albalez. The cross swung on and drilled for a goal kick from the 6, and it's getting quite loud on the Dubfield bench, I must say, as volleyball is also here as well. There was a volleyball game earlier. Jacob.
Westfield's come out swinging here in this second half. Said earlier, wouldn't be surprised if they scored the first goal, quality over quantity, but they've had quality and quantity so far in this half.
Lancers control. Here's Chiserick.
The young half is 5.5 minutes in.
Riccardi defending, and Riccardi pushes Chiserick out of play. It's a throw-in. Jacob, next week, where are we going to be at for West Orange football?
We'll be at Columbia. Ryan, Jordan, and I will be there.
Friday Night Lights, 7 p.m. Battle of the Oranges.
Again.
Yeah. We saw the Orange Bowl as the first Battle of the Oranges of the season, a phenomenal one. You can catch it on the on-demand function on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS network. Westfield control in the middle, but Fisher for the Lancers cleans that one up, splitting 2 Westfielders. Chiserick cuts on in. Plays one on up. Lobsiegel on his high horse is able to come up with it, but a last-second pinch poke away by Daniel Riccardi saves the day. 33 left to go. This clock not rolling too quickly. The excitement just getting louder.
Yeah, lots of Westfield fans here on the other side. Like you said, volleyball team played today.
Coming up soon.
They're sitting on the benches and the tables.
Jacob, coming up soon, the Livingston Lancers upcoming schedule, excluding counties and the postseason. Ball headed away. Mr. Speed on it. He's challenged, and he will let Riccardi poke it away for his throw-in. Jacob, a big Livingston Lancers schedule. What's coming up?
Well, obviously, Westfield this morning following that they're playing Montclair at Kimberly Academy. So an extremely tough game there. Following this one on the 28th, Belleville on the 30th, Wayne Hills on the 5th, Montclair on the 18th, Glenridge on the 20th, Newark Eastside on the 22nd, Verona 26th, Paramus on the 28th, and Hillsborough on the 30th, with 4 of those games being at home.
Drop punt. Feldman cleans it up off the possible Lobsiegel opportunity. Official stops play with 32 left to go.
It's going to be a tough schedule for Livingston coming up. Montclair, good school. Montclair Kimberly Academy, obviously, always top of the state. Newark Eastside, fantastic soccer school.
Yeah, Eastside actually off to a tough start, but they always come in fighting, and they don't joke around. They come from the Ironbound, which is a phenomenal club section, and they got a pretty strong school team as well. Fiske dances with it, falls on it, and turns it on over, a brilliant rollover. But Fiske wins it back, cuts course. Again, how much more can he do it? He stops there because he crosses one in and it's headed out of pressure. Jacob, this has been a thrilling half, and the excitement in this run isn't over yet as El Fuego gets it on back. Able to find Fiske, one-touch cross, too strong. He switches sides to Chiserick, who's challenged by Riccardi. Chiserick relays one on back, Henselwitz. Left-footed ping into the middle, Fisher relay shot. Oh, snuck on by.
Great pressure there by Livingston. Just couldn't sneak it through. Led there by Jared Fiske, who danced around Westfield on that little offensive shift. 30 minutes and change left in this game.
Jacob, this is what we live and die for, exciting soccer. It's a tie game. Somebody's going to score. If nobody scores theoretically, there will be 2 overtimes of 10 minutes worth, periods. If nobody scores that, since this is a regulation game, there will be no shootout. It will be a tie after that. But I really think someone's going to score. As here's another opportunity. Chiserick deflects one for a corner kick.
Really,
Jacob, a thrilling game.
Really feels like someone should have scored by now. There's been tons of great chances on both sides.
It's been a creative kind of game. Whistles below. We haven't seen any punishments yet from the officials. No yellows or reds. Good for both teams. No one wants to end up having to serve a suspension for poor behavior due to a reaction. It's never worth it. Grossman. Far side corner. Chiserick, Lancers try and get tricky with it. Cuts on in. Plays one high, far, and off of Fiske. Here's Fisher on the Livingston side. Turns, crosses one. Spins on out of there. And Westfield now have a chance to clean it on up. You could really feel this second half is a total different mentality.
Yeah. Lots of pressure. A lot less sitting back than there was in the first half.
It's Ryan Friedberge to kick the goal kick. Bombed on up to the 50. Now the 45, headed on up in the air. Pessoa fights for a throw, and that was El Fuego. Fiske leaves it for Mr. Speed, who guns one on up. Ball under pressure for the Lancers, but it's swept on away. And now we'll have to see Feldman use his wheels as he chases Alvarez. Both fall. Feldman gets the benefit of the doubt as a whistle comes in to the situation and earns Westfield an outside of the 18 free kick. Now Westfield doing the pressing.
Great play there by Feldman. That's just what he does. Shuts things down.
So you think that was a foul worth doing? I can't disagree with you.
Big free kick here though for Westfield. 28 minutes left. Exactly now on the clock.
So here comes two Dubfielders lined up to take the free kick from the 11 football yard line. Crossed on in. Siegel heads one up in the air. Still in danger land. The volley. And the field goal is good.
Up the cross. 3 points for Westfield.
Hey, you know,
None really. Of course.
Now this isn't Gaelic football. You can't do that. But in Gaelic football you can. But I believe we're in America playing soccer, Jacob. Ball at the 50. Pinged on up over Feldman, but he recovers nicely. He lets Westfield keep the ball. Shot. Paredes lets it roll out wide with 27 minutes left to go. So now the goal kick from lockdown Logan Paredes. Played on up. Right back to Feldman, who touches one beautifully to Chiserick. And Grossman tries to get tricky with it. He can't do that. Malhotra, plenty of time. Brilliant one-touch pass. Fiske opens up the field. Outside relays one. Here's Fisher. And he runs into a traffic jam head-on with opposing Noah C. Fisher.
Yes. It's Fisher with the C.
But you know what's funny? The Livingston Lancers, Noah Fisher, he's a captain. So there is a C in there too. But
That is correct.
just to make things more confusing. Imagine they were both number 23. Here's the throw-in. Cleared on away. Relayed on up. This is left for Feldman, who takes a nice top touch. Plays one to Fiske. Fiske will let it go to El Fuego, who maneuvers the ball to Fiske. Fiske, an early cross, deflected off of Fisher's head. And read brilliantly by Friedberge, the goalkeeping. Here comes Westfield, a poor touch. Strunsis saves the day. Westfield control near the mid-mark in what some may refer to as the neutral zone. Lancers control. Touch pass. Here's Strunsis. Felt the pressure as it's taken away. Arbalez plays one on up. Machik, one-on-one with Malhotra. Relays one on back to Arbalaise. Right back to Maychik. Maychik splits the defenders, but it's too strong. And lockdown Logan is on that one. Jacob, we have a Lancer checking in. He's number 13.
That's going to be Eric Bulleneau.
Actually, my apologies. That actually doesn't look like Eric Bulleneau. Oh, my apologies. It's actually Jake Fitzgerald. I'm sorry, Jacob. That's Jake Fitzgerald. My apologies. Ninja.com has that registered as Eric Bulleneau, but it's Jake Fitzgerald who's checking on in. And Jacob, he takes out.
He's going to take out Andy Basoa, number 10. Andy's definitely more of a quiet game. That's for sure.
24-30. Ball headed up in the air. Lancers control. Here's Fitz. Relays one high and far, and a touch taken by Fiske. Fiske maneuvers round. Opens up space, and he gets a little too tricky for himself. Down the other side comes Crozier as he sends the ball on up. Feldman in the way of that one. Slows down the possession of Westfield. Throw-in now for Maychik. High, far, and under pressure. There's a touch and a shot wide by Sika, but a great opportunity.
Off the post of the field hockey goal.
Well, when you're at a multi-purpose venue, you see a lot of things interact with other things, I guess you can say.
The Westfield Blue Devils have kicked the ball up the uprights into the field hockey goal, but not into the soccer goal, which is where they need to put it.
Ball not controlled by anybody, and now Westfield garner it back with a throw-in. Lancer student section actually moves back because they want a better vantage point. We have the best vantage point. I mean, we're making a sacrifice here because it's incredibly hot, but we have the best vantage point here. 23-12 left to go. Strong throw-in, under pressure. Hit a few bodies on the ground and cleared away. The Lancers survive. This ball headed right back into Dubfield attacking territory. Ball for Arbalaise. Takes a touch. One-on-one with Krish. And Fiske to assist. Communication asked by Coach Rubinetti. And this one is still controlled by Westfield. Opening up play. Could we see a possible shot? The shot from wide. Feldman deflects it. Oh, lockdown. Logan not only locks it down from going in the goal, but from keeping it in play. Just kidding, he did not.
Did not keep it in. So a corner kick for Westfield. Paredes questioned that call.
Max Roksar. Rokhsar. Takes the far corner kick. Raises his hand. Everyone's ready. He kicks it on in. No heads land on that beautiful cross. It's a foot race in which the ball apparently went out. Did not look like that from this distance.
I thought it might have gone in and out really quick.
Could have. Throw-in for Mr. Speed. Siegel checks on out. He gets an applause. So does Vassar commit Jared Fiske, who stays in. Just kidding. Krishmel Hatra, Mr. Speed throw-in. It's high, it's far, it's strong. Intended for Hoffman, who checks in for the first time today. Lancers are still able to control this. There's a nice touch by Fiske. Passing up to Fisher. Fisher relays one to Grossman. Grossman's got 4 goals on the year. My apologies. Kenny at 5. Crosses one in. There's nobody there. Chiserick too late. Cleared away by Root. 21-08.
Grossman just a tad behind there.
21 left to go. Lancer throw-in. Matthew Hoffman, a bullet arm. Right back to him. He takes a touch. Crosses one on in. Shakes Fitzgerald's cross. Caught and gobbled up by Friedberge, who bombs one up the field. Henselvitz has to give it away to Sika for a throw-in after a couple deflections back and forth with 20.5 left to go in the game. Regulation, I should say. Westfield break on out. Here's the ball up. The cross deflected. And lockdown Logan keeps this one in play with 20-20 left to go. A deflection, and Westfield have it back. Ball close to out of bounds, but they keep it in. Played on into the middle. Logan calls everyone off, and Paredes makes the catch.
And we keep building up our NFHS D1 Media Pro Avengers team. Power Man, Mr. Speed, Lockdown Logan. Who else is going to join the team?
El Fuego.
Yes, El Fuego.
We could really assemble something here.
Yeah. Best nicknames in the state of New Jersey.
Some pressure from Hoffman as Friedberge just gets this one out of there.
He waits another half second. Friedman. I think that might be a goal over Livingston.
Arbalez denied by Malhotra. Azevedo plays one out. Here's a shot from far. It's shanked and wide from Machik. The opportunities created this game, and still somehow no one has cracked that scoreboard, is immaculately nuts, just to put it plain clear. The amount of opportunities.
Great goalkeeping, great defense on both sides, Ryan.
There's a Let's Go Westfield chant far side. Decent attendance. They have roughly similar, maybe a little bit more than the Lancers. Here's the cross high and into pressure. The header comes wide from Fisher for a corner.
That one not up the uprights. Not a field goal.
Another Dubfield opportunity, Jacob. Here in pressure, 18:30 left to go.
I'll get the corner kick here. And taking it will be number 20, Evan Corsier.
Plays it on away. Opportunity for Westfield, deflected by Grossman. He shuts down Blake, and Mike Blake will have to hand it on back to Crozier for the corner kick with 18 minutes left to go in regulation. Once again, 2 10-minute overtime periods. No shootout possible. Off a couple heads, and Fiske, the bizarre commit, plays it on out. This one's controlled by Tompkins. Pinged on into pressure. And Struntis relays it on out. Shot opportunity deflected. Fiske reads the bounce beautifully. Bombs it on up to the 45 where it's touched down by Azevedo. Works to 1-2. Azevedo still has it. Cuts on into the middle. Struntis tries to shut him down. He can't. Azevedo will try and shoot and relay it on out instead to Roxar. Roxar attacking touch and shut down by Henselvitz, who will now keep it on into the field of play. Open opportunity. Working it back and forth. Lynch earns the deflection, stops the run, and it's a Westfield throw-in. Westfield substitution. Cornfield checks on it. For the Lancers, it's Goldsmith. Jacob, a good effort today from Crozier and from Chiswick, but we just haven't seen a goal yet as we're getting closer and closer and closer to that end of regulation marker. So it looks like we might actually see a corner kick once again, so Westfield back on the attack. It's been so back and forth attacking-wise.
Yeah, one team will get a good amount of pressure, the other team will come back and get a good amount of pressure on the other side.
Kick from the far corner, left side of your screen. 16:30. A little under that. Left. Bombed on into pressure. Deflected. Cleared on away by Henselvitz. The last line. Lancers rear guard coming up key. Physicality back there. Fisher tries to relay one on up to Grossman where it rolls out. Barely in attacking territory for the Blue Devils. Under 16 minutes left to go. Ball's punched to the middle, and now at the midfield. Westfield swing it. One-touch pass into the middle, right there from Fisher to Blake. Westfield now work it on in. Ball pinged on up. Feldman says no, no, no. Fisher on control. Plays to Fiske. Fiske immediately meets pressure and easily gets around it. Takes a little bit too big of a touch, recovers on it, opens up the field, and has a beautiful pass right there to Hoffman. Hoffman dribbling with it, sees pressure, passes one on in, turned around right there by Tompkins. But that was an exciting play. But now we move other side. Henselvitz Last line saves it on up. Collision, couldn't think of that word, as it's cleared on away. Substitutions, Bader and El Fuego check in. Fisher and Grossman check out. One comes out for the Dubfield Arbalays. Under 15 minutes left to go, Jacob. Ball thrown on in. Jacob, we all know Westfield's toughest game on their schedule, Seton Hall Prep. Livingston, what's their toughest game coming up after this? This is already a very tough one.
Well, MKA is obviously a very tough school. Always are. I'd probably say they are toughest team they are going to have to play on their regular season schedule upcoming.
What a tackle by Strunsis, and a deflection gives it to the possession of the Lancers, but Westfield take it back, but the Lancers on top of it still. Goldsmith, unintentional pass on up. Goldsmith, again, still somehow with the ball. Bring a whistle into this one. No advantage called. Interestingly, it's a Lancers free kick with under 14 left to go.
Goldsmith's arm looked like hell.
Yeah.
It's being dragged back.
Livingston crowd very happy about that. We'd like to thank you for joining us on the Deal Maker page on the Fiction Network. Ryan Lowry, Jacob Gordon, Jordan Cooper. Jordan, it's been definitively tough to have a player of the game so far because we don't know who's going to win this one. I can't imagine it's a 0-0 draw. If it is, it's a great 0-0 draw, a very exciting 0-0 draw. Footage to go over if you're Coach Rubinetti and your Coach Shaw. Feldman trades verbs with Coach Rubinetti and works himself on back into the field of play. Will we see overtime soccer, Jacob?
Looking more and more like it every second. They're trying to, the clock has been stopped, they're trying to figure out where the ball will be placed, who will sub in, who will stay in, who will sub out.
Livingston, a chemistry team. Their chemistry very strong. They're 19th in the state of New Jersey, and they're trying to take down the 18th state of New Jersey and possibly move up even more because of it. These are rankings courtesy of NewJersey.com or NJ.com. Ball played on in. Bader, trying to get his first goal this season, can't find the ball. Leaves it for Friedberge. Bader, if he could have found that ball, finished a lot of goals at the freshman level this year. Could have done the same thing there and opened up the game.
Yeah. Just lost it in his feet.
A Livingston product, Bader is. He has a lot of potential. Varsity minutes as a sophomore, already got a couple starts under his belt. A lot of potential for him. There's a Let's Go Lancers chat. Close side. It's quite loud, Jacob. It's getting attention.
The siren goes off on a speaker.
Well, they're trying to get into this game for very understandable reasons.
Get the team going.
Ball in the middle. Westfield clear it on up. With under 12 minutes left to go.
Ball goes out there in a bad pass.
My apologies. Roughly 12 minutes left to go. Fans are getting into it, Jacob. That's really what we wanted to see today. It's a 0-0 game. 11:45 left to go. Westfield's control, but Chiswick doesn't want to let that happen. He takes the ball, deflected pass. Cuts on in. Can't get his second goal of the season. Tries to get it back. It's cleared away.
Chiswick's lone goal came against West Orange. Sole goal in that 1-0 win last Monday.
Pessoa. To Chiswick and now to Hoffman. Hoffman needs to use his body, and he elects not to, and he'll use his throwing arm. Strategically brilliant decision from Matthew Hoffman. We know he's got a gun of an arm, and he's right near that throw-in that he just caused. And he'll actually leave it for Mr. Speed because of his big frame. Get that big frame in the box, Jacob. Very good with balls in the air, Matt Hoffman is.
Yes, he is.
Malhotra guns one. It's right back to him. And he shanks a one-touch back into pressure, and it is what it is for the Lancers. They'll have to get back on defense. They sub in three. It's Fiske, Fisher, and Grossman. Three phenomenal Lancers players. All three definitely contenders for first team All-State.
Yep.
I mean, All-Conference, my apologies. I mean, I guess they could win All-State, but...
Coming out, Pasella, Goldsmith, and Hoffman.
Not exactly sure who's running a megaphone siren, but I guess it's motivating. Ball played on up to the 50. Touch by Krish Malhotra. Played on up. Deflected out of play there by Tompkins with 10 minutes left in what I have to say is not the game, but regulation of the game.
Malhotra's going to throw it in here. He's been doing that a lot this morning/afternoon now.
Malhotra, decent wind-up and gun. Headed away. Touched by Fitz. Chiserick. And Fisher's relay back is caught by Friedberge, 9.5. Westfield controls. Off of Friedberge, setting it back on in. There's a gun of a ball that Henselvitz falls down and can't clean up. No foul call. Accident, says the official. Feldman does the cleaning up with Sika. It being last touched by, and it's a Lancers throw-in. Feldman can do everything.
Really can. He's such a talented, special player. Big reason why this Livingston team is as good as they are.
$8.50. Westfield throw-in. Here's the throw. Powerful and far. In the air by Fitz. Gunned on into pressure. The header from the ground doesn't find its way into the net. Westfield still putting on pressure, but relieved by Charlie Grossman. Good job, Grossman. Throw in from far. Once again, Lancers bailed out by luck and skill mixed together.
Grossman has such a good touch. Maybe the best on his team.
Grossman tries to find Bader on the run. He'll have to take it himself for now. Gets by one, has to get by two. He leaves it for Bader. Bader's one-touch pass right into the legs. Doesn't do the job. Played on up to the 50. Malhotra finds it, relays one on up. Here's Fitz. Leaves it for Fiske. Kept on in, Fiske, maneuvering close side. Doing a brilliant job under 8 minutes left to go. Works with Bader. Bader hammered to the ground. Ball's bullied away for a Westfield throw-in. Some substitutions. Bader out, as well as Cornfield. Westfield control. Rear line sends it on up to the midfield. Taken away by Chiserick. Turns his wheels on, but takes a little bit too big and too much of a touch. Ball under pressure for Friedberge. Can he pick it up? Doesn't need to. Nonetheless, 7 minutes left to go. Outside of the footed on up. Lancers control. Fitz gets in the way. That one whistle blows at the 50 close side. Confused is Livingston. Where that call came from. Played right back on in. All Berets. Good touch by Michik. Opens up space. Guns on into pressure and into the back of the net for a Dubfield goal. They score first and they score late in the game. Matthew Lynch.
Beautiful passing play there. Backdoor tap in for Lynch.
So Jacob, mark that one down with your pen. Matthew Lynch opens up the scoring. I knew there was going to be a score in regulation. You could just tell by the pressure and the organization from both teams offensively. I was actually expecting the Lancers to put one in the back of the net. But if the score holds, the Lancers will fall once again to a top 20 team as their second loss of the season.
Nothing Paredes could have
Yeah.
done there.
Lancers control, played on up. Fisher, poor touch. Fisher clears it on away. Chisarick, Pessoa. Chisarick will chase, and Root will sweep it on away for a far side throw-in at the 6-minute marker.
Yeah, still 6 minutes left, so this game not over yet. Still a huge goal for Westfield is. They take a lead late in this one. And in soccer, that's hard to come back from.
Played on in, headed up in the air into pressure. Friedberge on the catch with 5:40. Quickly moving has to be Livingston, but Westfield open up the field. One defender, it's a 2-on-1. Mr. Speed joins the race. Can he stop Albalays, my apologies, as that ball is too strong. Thankful to Mr. Speed's wheels, the pressure was felt in the shot that was rushed from Arbalays. A little bit way too out of the area. Grossman. Falls. Westfield control. Fisher uses the body, pushes it into attacking territory, finds Fiske. Fiske, outside the foot pass to Fisher. And cleared on away by Tompkins, right under us to the bleachers, where the ball is rushed right back into the field of play. Grossman on the throw-in. Very strong throw-in. Siegel relays one on up. Pessoa, shielded by Fisher. Fisher, I should say. Substitution. 4:35. This result holds Livingston's second loss of the season, second shutout of the season. Both against top 20 teams in the state of New Jersey. This will be their first loss against a public school since last year. Last regular season game, Livingston lost to a public school, Millburn, last year, in which they took them down this year 1-0. It ain't over till it's over. Lancers control the ball. Relayed on up. Love Siegel. Jared Fiske. Drives on down the line. He decides to take Azevedo 1v1. Azevedo gives the Lancers a corner with under 4 minutes. And Jacob, far side, you can't see it on your screen. Logan Paredes peeking on up closer to attacking territory. They might need to use him as a 12th man or 11th man.
Possibly.
Siegel for Neil Hajib. Hajib in to take the corner. He took one earlier. Didn't work out, as you can see on the scoreboard. 3:35. Ball's in as a bullet. Beautiful cross. Wrong way. Hensovitz taps one through the posts, and the Lancers are up 3-1. Kidding. Actually, if that was the case, it would be 4-3 Westfield. Remember, they had one in earlier as well. Substitutions. Out is Lynch. In is Sika.
Westfield taking their time with their substitutions, trying to kill that clock. 2:22 and counting left. In this game, it's looking worse and worse for Livingston every second.
Maychick opens up the field. Passes it on up. Shot from 14. Wide from Sika. Good opportunity. Under 3 minutes. Logan's got to start putting some pep in the step. He will do. Paredes, goal kick from the 6, close side. Palmed on up. Sika. Taken away by Hensovitz. Can't split the defensive line on the possible El Fuego run. Outside the football, squandered up by Paredes with 2.5. He's got to work quickly. He bombs this ball up to the 50, right into Westfield. Sika on up far side to Maychek. On the ground pass, deflected off Malhotra and picked up by lockdown Logan. Fiske, one touch pass. Weak to Pessoa, a whistle blows. Fiske Gets up quickly. Ball bounces on the track. We'll need another one. Free kick. Logan will take it with 2:10, 2:12. Clock stopped for that one, interestingly. So 2:12. Paredes will now put it back on into play. 2:08 left to go. A little too hard for Feldman. Hensovitz plays one on up. Can Fiske keep it in play? The Vassar commit cannot do so. 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning here at the Jake. Westfield up 1-0. It's been an evenly matched fight. I predicted a Lancers victory. I might not get away with it. But there's still plenty of time left to go. And we know this Lancers team comes up with unexpected goals a lot. They're very talented. Really just an athletic program, Livingston, at all sports. Athletics. Definitely not a Livingston weakness for soccer. Henselvitz intercepts that one. Plays a high ball. Off a Dubfield head, and they control. Lynch on all the way up from the relay pass to Sika. Unable to chase it, Savransky. It's out of bounds with 1:17. Clock is rolling. Clock will continue to roll. Just over a minute left to go. Krishmel Hacha Lancers throw in. 1 minute. Now Hatra guns one on up. Right back to the fullback himself. He takes a touch. He lobs one up in the air at the 30 of football. Headed on up. It bounces. Now Hatra plays one on up. Pushed on back to the midfield. Feldman with 35 seconds. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful ball to El Fuego. Pass. Fisher. Deflected. Azevedo. Lancers got to move quickly. That's 25 seconds on the clock. That now doesn't stop. My apologies.
They're pulling the goalkeeper.
Paredes.
Coming down.
Jacob, this is it.
15. Do or die for the Lancers.
Hajib kick called off. Stop the clock, I figured. Our clock and their clock stopped with roughly 5 seconds. Lancers need time back here. Some confusion on the timing. Nonetheless, this is the last play of the game. Ball played on in. And now called on off again. Wait, now the horn goes off. 6 seconds? Wait. 6 seconds, right? Am I seeing that correctly?
Yeah, their official is telling the...
Oh, no, 15. My apologies. 15 seconds left to go. So this will do it. Clock starts on the whistle. It comes from Hajib. Officials communicate. This is the grand finale of regulation. 15 seconds. Now 6 seconds. Okay, so we were correct the first time. Confusion is the definition of the current situation. 6 or 10? 6, there we go. We did it. 6 seconds left to go. Whistle blows. Ball played on in, deflected. And that will do it. Westfield takes down the number 19 Livingston Lancers. Currently sitting at the spot number 18. That could change. Post-game coming up right here on the D1 Media Pro page on the NFHS network. Don't go anywhere. More coming up.
I don't think I was as sharp in the second half, but I caught all the important stuff.
Hey, on the scene. Took him and decreasing. Ethan Horton. Horton dribbles into the front court to Khalil Whitney.
going to the basket and the jam.
With them because they are getting resources from the city. They are getting resources, and they're arguing with us about the timeliness of those resources.
Well, 1-0, the final in favor of the visiting Westfield Blue Devils. Welcome into our booth. I'm Ryan Lowy, Jacob Gordon. Hi, Jordan. Jordan Cooper on camera. It was a good game. It was low scoring. Westfield on top.
Yeah. Honestly, it was 1-0 for a reason. Extremely close game, 6 minutes left. Matthew Lynch with the lone goal, and it was an absolutely beautiful goal. I'm not sure who gave him the ball, but he was just sitting back door, deflected it in, scored to score Ryan, and ended up being the game winner.
So who would you really say controlled possession and had the most shots this game? Understandable if it's a different team for each one because it was very even.
I actually think Livingston did control majority of the possession in that game. Obviously, Westfield did come up with the win, but I said during halftime, quality over quantity, and that is what won Westfield the game.
Coach Urbanetti, what's he going to say to his Livingston Lancers after this game? They lost 1-0. This is their second loss of the season, first to a public school in a year. Second team they've lost to this year. Both teams were ranked in the top 20. What is he going to say?
He's going to say next week we're playing another tough team, MKA, and we're going to have to bounce back. We're going to have to keep fighting. Still a 5-2 record. They're still having a great season. I thought they still played really good today. So, not much they could have done in this game.
Well, Jacob, it's time for today's Man of the Match, brought to you by the Alif Muhammad Nia School of Newark. Who is your Man of the Match?
I'm going to have to go with Matthew Lynch. I mean, overall, did he stand out in this game? Probably not, but he did get the lone goal. On the Livingston side, if I had to choose someone, Jared Fiske was fantastic all game long.
So if you're interested in knowing mine, Lynch, runner-up. Friedberge, I thought, did brilliant in net. A lot of saves. I'm going to give it to him. On the Lancers side, Paredes is the runner-up. But as you said, Jared Fiske was sharp and shifty with it. Another runner-up, Charlie Grossman, some beautiful set touches that really opened up the field. It was a brilliant game. The weather is beautiful. We're baking up here. We just had some Krispy Kreme. That was pretty tasty, though. So, yeah, we'd like to thank you for watching this game live or on demand, whichever way you watch it. I'm Ryan Lowy.
Jacob Gordon.
And Jordan Cooper. You want to come in the camera and say hi, Jordan? No. All right, he doesn't want to come and say hi. That'll do it. Here from Jacobson Field. Final score, number 19 in the state of New Jersey, Livingston Lancers 0. The visiting Westfield Blue Devils, number 18, possibly to move up, with 1 from the goal from Lynch. That will do it. Lancers are at home on Tuesday on the other soccer field here, the Madonna Turf Field at Livingston High School as they host Montclair Kimberly Academy. Have a great rest of your day, ladies and gentlemen. Turn the mics off. Pretty good, huh?
You broke the one rule.
What?
The one rule. Don't put me on the mic or on camera.